How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome to Blue Lion Finance, a channel dedicated to investing in my personal journey to amassing $100,000 within my Vanguard brokerage account. Now, as of today, that account is sitting at $74,734.88, down by a whopping So in today's video, we're going to be talking about what exactly is going on in the stock market, because we have been on one bumpy roller coaster ride, at least within the past handful of days. And of course, it's at that macro level overview of understanding in which we're all going to be able to make better, wiser investment decisions for our own personal portfolio. I then want to jump into what exactly my personal predictions are going to be come the end of 2021 and how we will be closing out the year in regards to the stock market. And last but not least, wrap us up with talking about the one stock that I cannot stop buying. Matter of fact, I will not stop buying it until I hit my personal share count goal of 100 total shares of this one company. It is my never sell company, so a video you will not want to miss out on. Make sure you watch it through and through. And of course, before we dive in, go ahead, tap on that thumbs up button. Help me grow the Blue Lion Finance channel and get the word out there. Most importantly, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it, because I would not only love to have each and every one of you along for this ride with me, but want all of you taking advantage of the $50 One Hope Wines gift card giveaway I have underway as we speak, in which one lucky winner, the moment this channel crosses 1,000 subscribers, will be sent that gift card to pick out the wine of their choice. So cheers to that. Now, YouTube, with all of that out of the way, let's dive right in. So who here is actually ready to dive into what exactly has been going on in terms of the stock market? Yes, at that macro level overview, because not only have we had a lot going on, but we have been in days of red for the last handful of days now. And of course, it is creating a ton of fear, but in order to deliver some upfront optimism to all of you, and of course the long-term investors who are out there, do not worry, because come the next 2 to 5 to 10 years, this is all going to be news of the past. And for those investors getting invested into quality companies today, you're going to be faring very well in regards to your returns. Bear that in mind as we go through this entire video, quality over quantity. Now, with that being said, I want to dive into what exactly has been happening rather recently, and that is actually the new contagion that is stemming out of China, and moreover from China's property market. And that is because China's largest real estate developer, that being the Evergrande Group, came out and shared that they are going to be defaulting. Now, that is incredibly scary and reminiscent of the days of 2008, combined with Enron's crash, for those of you who recall Enron going down in flames. This is exactly what this situation reminds me of. It certainly shook the global markets, and of course we saw that ripple effect of fear, and that is exactly what we are seeing now today with Evergrande Group going down in those very same flames. Now, Evergrande Group owes over $100 billion worth of payments to their vendors, that being vendors of cement, rebar, and paint. Not only that, they have 1.6 million apartments that will go incomplete, and of course a ton of money in loans that they are not going to be able to pay back, which is certainly just creating mass panic and a lot of fear that is shaking up the markets, as mentioned. And then of course we have, just a few hours from the very making of this video, the Federal Reserve that is due to come out and speak about monetary policy. Now, any which time the Federal Reserve comes out to speak about anything really at all, the market seems to be fearful of it, not believing that the Federal Reserve is going to be taking the next proper right steps to prop us up and ensure that we do not falter. But the Federal Reserve will come out, they're going to speak about monetary policy and the stimulus, whether or not they're going to be scaling back even more, and this is all amid rising inflation, which is certainly spooking the market. Now, the icing on the cake here is that the Delta variant is still here, alive and well, and hitting us hard at January high levels. And last but not least, it's just the month of September, meaning historically it is just a slow month when it comes to the stock market. So all of that is creating a ton of fear, a lot of uncertainty, which we all know the market does not react well to uncertainty. We get this mass sell-off, and here we are at a massive pullback to buy these stocks on sale. Now, notice I did not say a correction because I do not yet believe that this is the correction we've all been waiting for or expecting. I just believe, given the amount of fear and uncertainty that is currently out there, this is a pullback. And I really do foresee, this is my prediction, that the correction will come the moment that COVID-19 really does quell and the Federal Reserve certainly does step completely back from propping up the market. And it is then and only then we will see the market correction we have all been expecting. Now, this all leads me to talking about the one stock that I cannot stop loading up on. And of course, it is my never sell stock that I mentioned from the very get-go of today's video. That company is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. Now, Apple is literally the world's most valuable company, coming in at a $2.5 trillion market cap. That is just absolutely insane. It is not disappearing anywhere anytime soon. And I'm telling you this, mark my words, it will hit $3 trillion at least within the next 6 months to a year out. So you want to be a part of that growth. Now, speaking of growth, I want to take a look at Apple's growth history. That being in the last 5 years, starting at 2016, they brought in a grand total of $215 billion. Jumping into 2017, they hit $229 billion worth of revenue. Into 2018, they were at $265 billion worth of revenue. Now, they did fall just a tad in 2019 to nonetheless $260 billion worth of revenue. And then they wrapped us up in 2020, bringing in a grand total of $274.5 billion worth of growth. Now, if those numbers do not impress you, I have no idea what will, because across the board, we have just not seen companies with this amount of growth this late in their maturity. Now, all of this growth is reminiscent of their days during the early 2000s, which means that they have just not lost steam since. And that is proof in the pudding when it comes to their iPhone sales, which is exactly now what I want to get into, because this is what impresses me the most. If we really think about it, the iPhone has been out for some time now, right? I'm not talking about the iPhone 13, I'm talking about all the iPhones, and looking at each and every generation, nothing really changes that dramatically, right? Maybe we get some better specs, longer battery life, we get better cameras. But all in all, what Apple has really done is created a brand for itself, a brand in which we all love and trust and just continue to keep buying. Now, get this, when it comes to the iPhone 13, it is already sold out in terms of pre-orders. And we had data that came in from China, and more specifically with JD.com, that this time last year when the iPhone 12 dropped, we had $1.5 million worth of iPhone pre-order sales. And now we are seeing that right now with the iPhone 13, that number is at $2 million worth of pre-order sales, which shows us that more and more people are just buying iPhones. And I do not foresee any phones being able to actually competitively compete with Apple and take them out, at least anytime soon, which certainly gives me a ton of confidence to just continue to invest with Apple and hold my position as that never sell company. Now, when it comes to Apple's future, and aside from the iPhone, I am seeing Apple as a major growth opportunity, because what I'm more looking forward to is the Apple Car, which I truly believe is going to shock the world and be Tesla's largest competitor. Now, get this. We all talk about Tesla as if it's some car company, but in reality, Tesla is an AI company. And that is exactly how I see Apple. It is not just your everyday computer company or phone company, nor a watch company. We are talking about an AI company that is revolutionizing the world, and I believe they're really going to be able to compete with Tesla when it comes to their Apple Car that may come out in the next year or 2 years. We have to stay tuned for all the news when it comes to the Apple Car. Most importantly is just taking a look right now what's happening with their stock, because we did see prior to their announcement they were trading at an all-time high of $156. After the announcement, what we typically see in good classic Apple fashion is a lot of people buy the rumors, sell the news. Apple stock sold off. It hit $145 just a few days thereafter the announcement. But what we typically see is about 60 days after Apple announcements, the stock surges to all-time highs, which is what I am personally expecting expecting Apple stock to actually hit or even cross over the $200 mark when it comes to their stock share price. Now, analysts are predicting that Apple's stock share price will hit a median share price of $169 and a high share price of $190. Either which way, whether it's mine or the analysts' predictions, we see Apple stock growing. So I went ahead to pick up 4 more shares worth of Apple for a grand total of $579.26, bringing my total share count of Apple to 80 total shares. And of course, I'm going to be continuing to buy into Apple until I reach 100 total shares of my never sell company. Now that is it. Apple is the #1 stock that I am aggressively buying because I see a ton of future potential when it comes to Apple. Now, if you've liked what you heard, you learned something new, definitely go ahead, drop comments below. Always keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor, so always do your due diligence following my videos. And of course, before we close out here, go ahead, tap on that thumbs up button, help me grow the Blue Lion Finance channel. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead, tap on that subscribe button while you're at it. Now YouTube, until the next video, I will see you all there.